friendly as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here, and I am back for another crafty video. So today we are going to have a play. We're going to play with textures. So I don't know whether some of you might remember, I used to have a little bag on my desk somewhere, which I have now lost, that had lots of pieces of card like this with various textures stuck to them that I used to use to stamp on things to give give some of my work a bit of extra texture that were my own stamps. So I'm going to make some more today because I've lost the others. And also we're going to have a play with some of the heat foam. Now, on the heat foam side of things, I will put a link to this for my Amazon. Okay, so I am an Amazon affiliate, and that means then I will get a percentage of the sale. Now that doesn't mean so if it was £8 for instance, or $8, I don't know how much it is, by the way, but if it was and you would pay that, you don't pay any more. It's just that they would give me a percentage of that sale, and anything else that you bought in your basket to me for having sent you there in the first place. And that's only if you click the link, follow it, and use that link to either buy or buy other things with it as well in that same one link. If you come out of it, go back into it, I don't get anything. I have had that link I've had that kind of associate thing for a while now. I've had it for probably about 5 years, and I still haven't made enough to cash anything out of it. So I can only cash it out when it reaches £25, and I'm nowhere near that. So so I do have to point out that it is classed as a paid promotion because I get a percentage of the sale. So I just needed to point that out, that that's just for the heat moldable foam. That's what it's called. Now the stuff when I've just done a Google search that you can buy now is usually grey, or it might be light pink. The colour of it doesn't make any difference. It's what it does. And we'll have a play with that, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. But we're also going to make some other stamps that we can just use as textures. So when we just want to just stamp something on, we want to give it that kind of a random texture, but not anything specific. I have to cough. I've still got a cough, and it's just carrying on. So what is moldable foam? So this is moldable foam. Let's just get one out that I did have one where it was something that I was quite prepared to rub out, and I don't know where it is. Get some of these out and I'll show you. Right. Okay, so this is moldable foam. And what this is we could do that one actually. That's my old logo when I used to be known as Crafty Moose, but I'm not anymore. Oh, hang on, it might be. I don't know where it is. I had one here. Right, found it. So this is the one I was prepared to lose, because what you can do is you can heat mold it. Now let's just go through the heat molding process. What you have to do is you heat it up. So you can either heat it by leaving it on a radiator, or maybe in front of the fire. Don't put it in the fire. It will catch fire. It will burn. It's not heat proof. It's heat moldable. So, or you can use a heat gun to heat it up. Now you don't need to heat it a lot. All you need to do is when you're heating it, you'll see the colour of it changes ever so slightly. So it'll change to a darker shade, and then that's when it's in its moldable state. So we can then pick up textures using it. Now what are we going to take the texture of? I've just got a box of stuff down by my side, and we will get something out of here that we can create textures with. So let's use a leaf. Okay, so if we wanted to pick the veins up of this leaf, what we would do is we would heat it up. So sorry, you're going to have to listen to me and this, because this is an integral part of today's video, is my heat gun. And as you can see, all it did was change ever so slightly. Now, whilst it's still warm, you need to flip it over, put it down, and press it down onto the leaf. Now, you just want to press and hold it for a little bit, just until it cools off ever so slightly. And then we can remove it, and there we go. We've got that. We've got the leaf shape. Now, the only way to find that out, what that looks like, is let's take this and we will cover it in. Let's use green because that would be an obvious colour to use for a leaf. Cover it over with a bit of ink and then stamp it. And you're just going to push it down. Don't push all the way down because obviously you're just going to flatten it. And you will get a nice leaf print. And then what happens if you go, oh, you know what, I really want to do something else. I'm sick of that leaf. Okay. Then what you can do is you can take this, you can heat it, and it will remove it. So it just starts all over again. So if you've got something you've done before, you can just heat it and it will remove it. Now, whilst you can still see the pattern from where the ink was, that pattern has completely erased, and you might not be able to see that, but it has erased that shape and it's gone back to being a perfectly flat surface. So I could remold that again now. The same with this one. So this one is much deeper in print. So this was printed off this. And I can heat that up, and that will remove it. So it might take a little bit more time because it's a deeper one, but you're heating it until it disappears and it goes back to being a flat surface again. So whilst you can still see the pattern, that's just because of the way the ink has been on it. But now I could then mold that onto something else, and let's see, what should we get? Let's see, will it do this? Let's see if I can roll it round this, for instance. If I roll that across there. Yeah, so I get that diamond shape pattern now, and I wonder if I can just print that and see what that one looks like. And then pop that on this piece of card, and we will see whether how that's come out. So I like to have these with me. So if I I obviously don't go outside with them because there's nowhere to heat them. But if I'm outside and I see something and I think, oh, that might be a nice texture, then there you go. So that's that pattern. And it's obviously a reverse image of the pattern that you're picking up. But you can do dies, for instance, if you had a die that you wanted to take. So let's say this, okay. Problem is, when you're heating up, you just need to make sure you don't do it on your mat, Dave, because then you end up with a wrinkly mat. So we'll get a brick out because that just stops it from heating my mat up. So we're going to remove this off this pattern that we've just put in. And again, it's just heating it over on the surface. If you haven't got one of these air guns and you've got one of these, it does exactly the same. It doesn't matter which one you use, both will do it. You're just going to heat it up. You don't want to use one of the ones that you use for DIY because they get too hot and they will actually make it combust. That's not a good way to go. The good thing about a die is because it's reversed image anyway. When you pick it up, it will be the right way round. But remember, when you then stamp it again, it'll be the wrong way round. So just take that into account. So you might want to do it that way round. It will be the right way round when you stamp it. Let's see if we can do that. Let's not do it on that side. Let's get rid of this image here. So whilst it's stained from the ink that I've used on it, I can restart again with the pattern. And I just love using this because it's a great way to pick all those textures you think, oh, I'd love to be able to use that in my craft. I'd like to be able to use that as a... Why don't they do a stamp like that? Then make a stamp like that. If you don't already have one, make one. And make it into something else. Now I have 2 different sides. So like I'll use both sides. I'll use the edges as well to make stamps out of. There we go. So that's that image. Let's just then ink that. I'll do it in green again because like at the minute everything's green. Pop this onto here and we'll stamp that. Well, let's just do it. We can do some random stamping and then we'll use this as drop sheet. So we're going to stamp that like that and there we go. So I mean, like, you know, just how versatile is it? I absolutely love it. You can tell I loved it because I didn't just buy like 1 packet. I bought 4 because I really enjoyed the process that I got from it. So remember, that was the one where I took it. If you have it, whatever image you have that is the right way around, and you then pick it up off here, it'll go to being the wrong way round, but when you stamp it, it'll be the right way round. If you go from the wrong way round onto the right way round, when you stamp it, it'll be the wrong way round. But you know, that's just the way it goes. If you're taking textures off other things, so you might want to take it off a brick, for instance, you might want to take it off, you know, a leaf, a piece of stone. It might be, I don't know, let's have a look. What else have I got in my box? I've got, let's see, this that I wanted to try. So this is a lid off a can. We'll use this one because it's the wrong way round. Sorry, it'll go the wrong way round, and I didn't want that one. So you'll see it start to fade on this one because this one's a much more obvious print. And once it fades, it'll fade away. You might have a little bit of an outline left, but it'll disappear. There you go, it's completely disappeared actually, that one. And once we've done that, we can then pop that onto here, press it down, and we will get that image on here. You don't have to press too hard, you just need to press a little bit, and then we can then ink that. Let's ink that with a different colour this time. And then take it on our piece of card and pop that down. There we go. So, like I say, so much that you can do. So don't just look at things and the world and say, I wish I could. You absolutely can. So, other things, let's try this. This is a bit of wallpaper. Let's see what this one looks like. We'll use a different one this time. So this one has got buttons. I just laid some buttons out on the desk and did it, and then heated that. Let's put that back on that brick. Sorry. So I heated the sponge up and then the foam, up, and then pressed it onto the buttons. You have to have the buttons in one flat level, and they all need to be the similar sort of depth, otherwise you'll find that it doesn't pick up the image very well. If they're all like different depths and things, they won't be as clear when you stamp it. Okay, so that's picked up that pattern. Let's see what that one looks like when we stamp it. So let's do, I don't know, what should we do that in? Let's do that in Rusty Hinge because it's here. I'll just go over this, just put that on. Oh, you can see that pattern much better now. I've inked it. Pop that on here, and we'll just press it down, see what that looks like. We might as well do the buttons as well while we're here. Oh, that is gorgeous. Oh, that's a keeper, that one. We'll do the buttons in something. Let's do it in, should we do it in more green? Yeah, let's do it in green. So like with the buttons, remember they have to be kind of like the same level. I won't do another lot of buttons because I've got one. And obviously when you're doing it, you're going to end up with it all over your hands as well. So because the backs, I use the backs as well. If you only want to use one side, see how lovely that is. That's just a nice collection of buttons. Okay, so that's the heat foam. Okay, now obviously it will have a bit more of a play with the heat foam, but also you can use just pieces. So this is just a piece of thick grey board. This is a 3mm grey board, I believe. And we're just going to cut this down because I don't want to use the whole bit of it. So I'm just going to cut it with, I'll cut it with my paper trimmer, and then I'll do it 3 wide. Now I know it's not going to cut all the way through, but it cuts deep enough for me to then go in with the blade and cut it through without needing a ruler, because it's just giving me a guide to cut by. As long as I'm not trying to press too hard, just to let the knife cut through that furrow. There we go. Cool. Move that out of the way. And then we could use some string, for instance. So we can have some bits of string. Let's get some scissors, Dave. Get some bits of string going. So you could just snake it on. This time I'm going to glue it on like this. So I'm going to use 3-in-1 because it's better for gluing like fabricy things. Well, this is not just 3-in-1. This is 3-in-1 with Kalal. I'll just do a wiggly line and then glue it into the wiggly line. Just stick it down. Might not glue in a wiggly fashion, but we'll glue it down, and then we're just going to do some more snips and bits. And then what you're going to do is you can create any kind of randomness that you want. Let's just see if I can glue the string rather than the board. You can create any kind of randomness that you can then use as a nice little texture when you come back to it. So you can just create whatever pattern. Remember, whatever pattern you do will be reversed in the final bit. So it might not, you know, if you're going to spell something, you could do something backwards in order for it to be forwards when you print it. That's like any stamp. So that's not just doing this. This is doing whenever anybody's doing any stamps, they need to think like that. So just press it down. I will do a few. I won't do. In fact, actually, I will cut this board off because I won't do the whole thing in string. Otherwise, we could be here all day. I don't know how good this is going to be at cutting, but I don't know. Give them credit. What credit's due. Those scissors are quite good at cutting. They're the Tim Holtz ones, so they do tend to cut through things, and they're nice because they're kind of non-stick and they don't get sticky with stuff. Being non-stick, so non-sticky stick. No sticks were hurting the making of the stick. The stickiness, I mean. Okay, so just a bit more glue on that edge. We'll cover the whole bit of this board and then we'll go from there. So let's go, I don't know, let's try and trail the glue the way that I want it to be. I don't know how much of this will get covered by the same bit of string, but so just, oh, actually that's not too bad, is it? Look how long that piece of string was. How long's a piece of string? It's that long. That's how long it is. Don't tell people that otherwise. That's how long it is. It's as long as it is. Okay, so I won't fill the whole thing up. I'll just wait for that to dry now. So I'll leave that to dry and we'll get on with doing some other stuff. So you can do that. You could wrap it with some elastic bands. You could put some other string on. You could literally just wrap string. So if you want a nice pattern, in fact, let's use a different type of string this time. Let's use some of this string. And you could just literally just wrap it around this. So put it one side and we'll just wrap it round and we'll just keep going until it is completely covered. And then you've got a nice string texture that you can use. You could even just do this temporarily, so only use it for this and then use some of your heat moldable foam to then pick this texture up. Think of all of those fabrics that you've got that you could use your heat moldable foam on, because it's not hot, so hot that it's actually going to damage anything. So, you know, if you've got some Aran knit wool with that beautiful pattern on it, you could use that and get some nice textures off it. You don't have to press too hard, you just need to press it into the fabric enough to be able to pick up the image. You don't have to press it so hard that you flatten it and then you end up with no texture. You might not get the whole image, but you'll get enough. Obviously I could have spaced this string out as well, so I could have left spaces in between, but I'm going to do it all the way. And you can, you know, if it's within warming distance, you can leave them in the sun. If it's a really hot day as well, you can leave them in the sun, and therefore you could do it, you know, outside and get some nice textures from outside. Things that I haven't been able to do because, well, I live in the UK, and the likelihood of having a warm enough day to warm up one of those is going to be slim to none. But, you know, I'm not saying we don't have nice days, but you know, they're fewer and further between than some of you guys in other countries. So there we go. So I've just done that. Okay, let's have a look and see what kind of pattern we're going to create from this. So we'll do it in, let's do it in this nice orange, this rusty hinge. So it will take ink differently. Remember that something like string is going to be more absorbent. So just, you know, bear that in mind when you're printing stuff. So we'll pop that over here, press that down, trying to get my fingers in the glue. And oh look, I love that. I really love that. That's a keeper. I'm having that. That's staying with me. I love that. So that's another one to keep. Let's see. Is this dry enough, or am I going to be tempting fate by trying to get this to ink? I'm not going to rub too much. I'm going to, well, he says that and then starts rubbing. More pressing is what I was thinking originally, but started rubbing anyway. Let's put that here. I don't mind it overlapping a bit. So I just want you to think more. Oh, I like that. I think it needs a bit more stringiness in it. Although, you know, it depends on what you're going to do. If you're just going to just bob it on something, it might just be the right amount. You could also then, you know, let's say, do I want it like that, or do I want it as a reverse image? And therefore, there we go, we'll use this side. So just be careful, don't get this anywhere near your fingers, but if you're just doing it on the surface of a heat moldable, you should be fine. But I don't know you don't know how safe and sensible you are. I know how safe and sensible I am, and I can't believe I'm saying that. Safe and sensible in the same sentence, and me. So I could pick that pattern up. Oh, except for I've just glued it to it, so take the glue off. And then let's see what that looks like as a reverse image. And pop that on there. And do that. Let's do that one maybe next to it. I quite like it like that, although it does look a bit wormy, doesn't it? So I love that one though. I really love it. So that's a keeper. Definitely keeping that. I had an impromptu cough. I don't know whether I edited it out quick enough. Sorry, I had a bit of an impromptu cough. I don't know whether I managed to cut it out before we got to that bit. Let's have a look at some other things that we've got. So I kind of just went around the house and got some things that have got texture on it. So this is a pill thing. This is actually my statins. Look at me sharing my health record with you. Yeah, so I'm on statins. Although I have to say, just like my my other health screenings, I am doing really well. I have now gone back to having normal cholesterol levels. In fact, I am well below the normal, what's normal for a man. The only thing I do have a slight lowness on is my good cholesterol, and it's a bit low. It's 97. It should be 1. Well, for a man, it's 97, and it should be 1. But I can work on that. So I've got this image. I don't know what this is going to look like. Let's have a look. What should we do? We'll do another. Should we do another? Let's do another one of these. Or should we go for a brownie one? No, let's do another one of these. I like the green and the orange together. So, you don't know what textures are going to work and what's not going to work until you give them a go. Oh no, let's stamp it there, and then it's next to a green one rather than next to another orange one. And you can only find that out by, I quite like that as well. It's even picked up the writing, the text bit as well. So yeah, you can just have an absolutely amazing play and do all sorts of things. There's definitely stuff that you've got hanging around. I mean, like, we all know that we can stick this to a piece of this. So let's just cut that out and make it sort of the right sort of size. For the board, it might be a little bit big. I might have to cut it down a little bit because I don't like it to kind of just overhang. And bubble wrap is obviously really nice and something that we can absolutely utilize, but we could also do reverse image bubble wrap. So we can pop that on there. Let's just glue that down. Let's just cover this board. I didn't know whether I was going to have to make it smaller, but I think that'll be fine. This bubble wrap has got bits where it's been popped as well, so you don't get that full, like the regular pattern. You'll get an irregular pattern. Make sure you stick it down the right way, Dave, because nobody wants a bit of smooth bubble wrap. Nobody wants to see that image. That's boring. So you could do that and actually just use the bubble wrap itself, and we can, when we've got some patience and we leave it long enough to dry, we can do that. But we can also see what it looks like as a stamped image. So let's get this piece out. So this piece is, so I've done this off what they're called, embossing folder. So that's another thing you can pick up shapes from. If you do the reverse side of it, so the side where it embosses into, it'll be the wrong way around, and therefore when you emboss it, it'll be the right way around. But we're just going to heat this bit up. And I know this is one I've cut down as well because I've used smaller pieces for other things, and there's a hole in the middle of this one. I don't know why. Just is. So remember, this is an irregular pattern because some of the bubble wrap has been popped. Okay, so some of it will be, but it still looks quite good. I quite like the look of that. Let's get my green one. Let's do the green one, and we'll put a green one up in this corner. like that. Go next to the other one that looks a little bit like similar, so right next to that. Do that. Oh yes, that is good. I love that. So you can see the ones that have been popped because they've got like the sacky bit in the middle. Oh, that's a keeper as well. Oh, it's so exciting! Don't you just love this? Like just having a play, getting some textures going. Dave's now looking around the room. What else can you do, Dave? Other things you can do, by the way, is you can pick up things like the grain off the edge of a book, for instance. So I think I've already done that one, and that one should be in here somewhere, but I don't know. If it's not in here, we can always do it again. I'm sure it was one of these, but I could be wrong. Oh no, I could be wrong. Probably am. It might be one I've already used. Anyway, let's do it. Let's do it again. Can always do it again. So I did just take it from the edge. Now some of them have got like a bit more, like you see, it's curved this bit and that bit's curved, but that bit's flat and that bit's flat. I don't know why that is. It's probably just the way that they're made. So I will just heat up one of the edges like this, and all of the surface can be used. So you know, if you want to cut it and make that edge, that curved edge, flat, then you can do that. And then all I did was just grab it like this and push it into there and just push it down and give it a wiggle. And there we go. It's picked up that grain. Let's see if we can stamp with that. What should we do? Should we do a green one? Let's do a green one. We might do it. Let's do it down there. That's good. So we're just going to ink over that, and then we're going to stamp that there. So you get like a slightly grainy finish. If I hadn't pushed down as much, I don't know what the difference is. Let's have a look. I'll just push down lightly. Yeah, get a similar sort of thing, but you know, you can see more of the grain in it. But I like it. I like it a lot. And as you can see, I have used this several times. So this was just off some corrugated card. Obviously, that's the one we've done together. There's a whole load of things in here. Let's have a look. There's no idea what that is. I think that's another embossing folder. Yes, it is. Embossing folder, embossing folder. This was just screwed up paper. This one looks good, by the way. I think I've done this one with you guys previously. Oh look, it looks like I've used green previously as well. It was just literally just a bunch of screwed up paper, and took that image off it. I think when I've done this type of video before, I think I've done it then. But I really, yes. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't it just so satisfying? Let's do our bubble wrap as well. I feel like the bubble wrap is calling my name. I'm just going to do this edge because then I can put it on the edge of this here. Put that on there. Press it down. Obviously, you don't want to press it too hard. You'll burst all those bubbles. But give it a bit of a press so that it's got enough contact. Oh yes, yes, and those, yeah, they're definitely keepers. Them. Where is it? I don't even know. Oh, blimey. So that's definitely a keeper. This, by the way, just in case you wondered what this has just come from that giant stamp that I've got, that I know you guys all love. It's just come from there, and it's just some numbers. Let's do, what should we put that over? Let's put that in, let's put it over. And all I did was just pressed onto it and just to see what I could get off it. So let's put that here. And these will obviously be the wrong way around, won't they? Yes, they will. So that's just there. You can only just see a little bit of them. I think what I've done is when I've heated like the edge up, it's kind of just softened the imprint. But like I say, everything is, you could cut something out, use your Cricut or your brother, scan and cut, and so this, for instance, this is just a figurehead thing that I have done previously. I just cut it out with my Cricut, and then just, so I cut the hole out and then pushed it into the hole and picked up that shape. So we can press that down and we will get that silhouette. This is again off a coffee cup, so it's some corrugated cardboard, but just a wiggly one rather than a straight one. So we get those nice wiggly lines, which is great for making it look like, you know, a franked mark on a stamp. So many things, so many different things that you can do and pick up from. I wanted to have a go at doing this. I haven't tried this, but I thought maybe some of these, if these are all lined up nicely, you know, we could push it into that pattern and get that pattern off. And I don't know, I haven't tried it, so let's try it together. And at the end of the day, like I say, if you do it and it doesn't turn out right, then you can start again. Just reheat that foam and start again. You're not gonna wasted anything. You're not gonna think, oh, that's a waste of something. You know, like when we make things with paper and we cut it too short and it all goes a bit wrong, and you think, okay, it's only paper, but you still wasted it. This, you're not, oh look, that did pick it up. I don't know how good the stamp that's going to be. I've got those doilies dirty now, but like, hey, it's fair game in my house. Like, you come here, you expect to stay clean, it's not going to happen. All doilies know that they are not going to stay clean. It's like anything that enters my house, it knows. That's it. That's the last time I've ever seen clean again. So we'll pop that on there. Let's give that a try. Do it this side this time. Oh, that is cool. That's another keeper. Yeah, that's cool for giving it that kind of doily feel without using a doily. So, don't you just love this? Don't you just love, like, what else could I do? The what else could I do thing is the thing that's... So this is it's some sea salt. It's actually gone a bit... Oh no, there you go. It's some coarse sea salt. Now, it is supposed to be cooking sea salt, but you know what everything's like. It enters your house. It starts off in one part of the house. You fall in love with it. It ends up in another part of the house, and then it's game over, basically. So I'm going to put it onto here because I can curve this paper up, and so I will put some of this down. And I'm thinking that these could give a nice bit of a texture. Get enough for it to kind of cover a whole side of one of it. I don't know what it's going to turn out like. Don't know what the texture's like. At the end of the day, it's only salt, not going to hurt anybody. We will use this. Hopefully you're as excited as I am, because I just love this. I love the making. I like the ones that I like to make on a piece of card. And of course, if you wanted to keep some of these, you could just stick that to a piece of card, or just like I do, just keep it in a box. Just, you need to keep it away from, you know, direct sunlight. You don't want it to get hot, because if it gets hot, it'll erode your image. There we go. I'm going to pop that on there and press it in, and it might get a few grains stuck to it, but we can always take them off. At least it's salt, not sugar. It won't melt on there. Oh, look at that. That's looking good. Right, okay, let's put that back in there. It's all right. That's never going to get used in my kitchen, so don't worry. Don't be thinking, oh, blimey, those. I'm not going round to Dave's. Everything will taste of Tim Holt's, what's it called? Distress stain, or Artistry Ink Distress stain. So what should we do this one with? Let's do this one with, let's do this with roasted chestnuts. It's roasted chestnut now. we'll pop that on there. See what this one looks like. Hopefully you're as excited as I am, because I get like a little kid in a sweet shop doing stuff like this. Oh, I love that as well. That would be great. It would almost kind of blizzardy, snowy kind of look to it. Oh wow, that's cool. I'm so excited that even I'm expressing myself and damaging my voice at the same time. So what else? What else can I use? What else can I do? That's all that's going through my head is, what else? What else can I do? Let's have a look at this. What else we got here? What we got? We got anything over there? Oh, there's these. What about this? We've got this kind of, remember these rulers where you draw in the thing. If we flip it over, it's the wrong way round. We stamp through it, it'll be the right way round. What edge are we going to use? That edge. And then that means it'll, I can't remember what I'm doing. If it's the right way, oh no, if it's the right way, it's got to be the right way, because then it'll stamp the right way. So if it's that way round, it'll stamp that way round. So we'll do this bit here, which you won't notice so much as well, because it's division and subtraction and whatever else, multiplication symbols, but also there's a bit of text at the top. So you've got a bit there. Don't know how well that's going to pick up, because it didn't go quite as far down. Probably didn't heat it as much as I probably should have done, but we'll see. Like I say, nothing is wrong. Everything is right. Everything is fair game. You can play with it and see what it turns out like. And if you don't like it, just heat it up, get rid of it. So, how amazing. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. So that's another one to keep that. So this is the problem. This is why I ended up with so many of them, because I was like, I don't want to lose that again. I want to keep that one. Don't forget, if you're making stuff and you're gluing stuff to your cardboard, you can glue bits of corrugated cardboard to that. There is absolutely nothing to stop you gluing bits of corrugated cardboard instead of using this heat foam. You can pick up bits from anything. Like, I've got a pegboard in front of me. If there was a clear space on there, I might try giving that a press into the holes. There's so much you can try and do. Just put a pile of paper clippings down, hole punch pieces, a collection of brads or stamps or whatever it is, and just have a play. So anyway, I'm not going to bore you anymore with all this stamping. If you want to give those a go, I'm going to have to cough. Yeah, so if you want to give those a go, you can tell I've just had something to drink as well, because my voice is a bit wetter than it was. If you want to give those a go, and you want to use the link, remember, it's only valid if you use it and you buy on that same occasion. If you come out of it and go back into it, it doesn't count. But I'm grateful to anybody that uses it. It doesn't cost you any more. I just get a percentage from Amazon. They give me a percentage for having sent you over there in the first place. But yeah, if you want to buy some of these, they're inexpensive. They're a few pounds in the UK. I think there's like £8 for a pack of 6. I don't know what they're like in America. I will put there will be a UK affiliate link, and there will be a US affiliate link. So obviously you need to just make sure you click in the right one, because they take you to the different Amazons. If you like the sound of it, then give it a play. And then all I do, like I've done there, is I've just stored it in a box. That way then I keep that in a cool place. I know I'm not going to lose any of those images. And they're there for me to play with again at such time as I want to. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. Obviously, if you have, the way to tell me that you have is to give me a thumbs up. If you want to comment, please comment. I'm absolutely happy to reply. I always reply to people, and it's not just with a love heart, it's I reply to you. And if you want to share this video, that's great. I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe, because I love that. I'm trying to get to 3,000 by Christmas, and hopefully you can help me do that. If you've liked what you've seen today, then maybe check out one of my other videos. There will be a link to several different videos at the end of today's video. So anyway, if you want to have a play, go and have a play. Remember, textures are all around you. Enjoy the textures, and think of me. All right then, folks, thank you very much for listening to me. Thanks very much for putting up with my croaky voice as well, and I'll see you in the next video. So take care, folks. Lots of love from me. Lots of hugs. And remember, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Lots of love. Bye. Bye.